All right, we'll get to Keith in just a minute, but first, check this out. Colorado got its first taste of snow for the season, some snow falling on a few of its mountains, including Pikes Peak.
But get this, according to our sister station in Denver, the snow actually came a few weeks later than usual. Yeah, typically, Colorado expects the first snow in late August, and I don't envy them.
Funny what 11,000 feet will do, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, wild. Meanwhile, here,
Meh.
blah.
Meh.
It's like blah with the side of what's going on here for the weekend. That's what I got.
Yeah,
from
I feel like a lot of eyes are on the
Yeah.
hurricane because of the uncertainty around it.
and it just doesn't happen very often. So we're gonna discuss it. I was shaking hands, kissing babies this weekend, and that's what people wanted to know. Is like, what is going on with this storm? So we're gonna
At
get
least we
there.
have you to do that.
I know,
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect anything else.
Yeah, that's what
honestly.
people say about me. Showers out there right now, a lot of cloud cover. We're socked in, gonna have a hard time. I mentioned, look at that little break coming into York County, into Cumberland County, maybe very late in the afternoon, almost not helpful at all to see sun right before sunset, I don't think at least. Most of the night will be cloudy. Temperatures really don't fall much. We're in the mid and upper 60s, couple of showers still hanging around, not a ton of heavy rainfall. First half of the day tomorrow, generally cloudy, but better than today. I think we get a little bit warmer, a few more breaks of sun. And then in the afternoon, a front comes through with some showers and some thunderstorms, some downpours in there too. And that front kind of lingers into the northern mid-coast, into down east Maine through Thursday morning. So we start Thursday morning with showers there. The rest of us with some clouds, but I think we clear out pretty rapidly and get into a nice afternoon, Thursday afternoon. And actually Friday looks like the best day of the work week. It's a little coolish, only in the upper 60s, but it should be dry and relatively pleasant. That takes us through the week. So now let's talk about Hurricane Lee, which is still Category 3, winds 115 miles an hour, gusts to 140. Looks pretty good on the presentation. Keep in mind, way southern latitude, it's still just about level with Miami, so it's got a long way to go before it gets here. And it will take until Saturday, passing to the west of Bermuda as a Category 2 storm, and then it kind of falls apart. Look, the northern latitudes do a couple of things to tropical systems. One is the ocean water isn't that warm. Two, the jet stream starts taking effect, elongating, shearing apart storms. So I think we're looking at Lee coming to our west here as either a low-end category or kind of a dying Category 1 or a tropical storm. My money is on it being a tropical storm by the time it gets to our latitude. That will happen on Saturday. So what are the impacts here? Well, the European model is by far the most west with it. It kind of slingshots it back. Still no direct landfall in Maine, but it brings the core a lot closer. The GFS, farther east, more progressive. We're really on the edge of this storm. I think the best way to address this is, what's the worst case scenario? Let's say the Euro is right. It is the closest of all the models. What does that look like? It looks like a rainy and very windy day with gusts of 50 to maybe 55 miles an hour. And I'm not going to downplay that, but I'm going to say that it happens, right? I mean, we get gusts of 50 to 55 miles an hour in nor'easters. An X factor here is, of course, that the leaves are squarely on all the trees and the ground is very saturated. We saw how that played out. I believe it was 2017. We had a big fall event because it was so wet before. So I think a situation like this would have a lot of power outages, but I just want people to understand when we talk about Hurricane Lee, we talk about hit or miss, we're not talking about is it 90 or 100 mile per hour sustained winds. That's not on the table. So prepare that way. The waves offshore, big. I mean, 20 feet at least. So that will be a factor. Beach erosion will be a factor. This is not nothing, guys. I don't want you to take that away. I just want people to understand that us getting a storm with those kind of winds is not on the table. And I think that's what you think when you hear hurricane.
Yeah.
Right.
And so that's where we're at. It will be an impactful day. It'll be, we'll have power outages as it stands. Still time for this to wobble, right? I mean, if it goes farther east, less and less impacts.
Right.
But that's where we are right now. I tend to buy a little bit more of that westward track.
Am I understanding you to say, yes, we will have waves that kind of crash up onto the roads. There will be roads that get washed out, but we are not talking about multiple feet of storm surge, large amounts of water covering roads.
No, not as it stands, no.
Okay,
And
okay.
I think the biggest problem is going to be erosion. Like, it's more consistent than some of our nor'easters, so that will be a problem. And again,
But we're not talking about taking out people's homes.
I don't think so. I mean, unless you're right there.
Sure.
You know, I mean, there's some
yes,
tenuous homes out there,
yes,
to be clear.
right.
But also, I think about, like, people talking about, I had a question, should I be boarding up windows. It's not that kind of situation.
Okay.
You know, so just so we're clear on that.
Okay.
No need to panic.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Keith.